I'm scared it's gonna fall. Switch my legs here. So what we're going to do. I'm gonna see if this will just melt for a second. I'm gonna put this back inside because I don't want the whole jar to melt. Because it's already actually pretty, like, it's almost like the consistency of Vaseline instead of, if you've ever seen raw coconut, it's like kind of like raw coconut oil. I'm trying to actually finish my words when I talk. It's kind of like chunky, but I want this to kind of melt because we're gonna put some apple cider vinegar in, and then we're gonna put it on my scalp because I have sebderm. And I know I don't usually put my lives like public, but this one's going to be. So yeah, I'm going to put this away and I'll be right back. Blow up the chat while I'm gone. I should only be gone for like a minute. Okay, bye. Yes, I'm wearing Christmas pants. Thank you guys for saying. I also heard to, oh, God bless you. I also heard to put yogurt in the hair mix or like the scalp mask, or they say like raw unfiltered honey. There's obviously like a bunch of things they say you could put in it. I did consider yogurt. I think that would be disgusting. It would skeeve me out because yogurt's a food I really enjoy. But I'm putting that out there in case anyone has tried it before and you maybe want me to do it because I am open to trying it. But right now we're just gonna. It did actually kind of melt. It's like so calming. I want you guys to see it though because it's like so relaxing. It looks like frosting. I have done it before where I've done coconut oil, brown sugar, and I think I've done, it wasn't, I wish it was sea salt. I almost feel like there's something about sea salt that I feel more comfortable with, because I know like like ocean waters, like salt water is really like, it's good for your skin and everything. It's like purifying. But I did pink Himalayan salt because in my head that is the superior salt. Alright. It's like very, you see, it's like, hold on. Yeah, okay. What is the best food in your country? Guys, I am a hamburgers girl. I don't really eat meat nowadays. I get just skeeved out, grossed out. I don't know what this reflection is, but it kind of reminds me of the ocean, so I like it. So I'm gonna just kind of keep my head here. I love a good, but it kind of depends on the burger itself. Like, not obviously not doing a McDonald's burger. I can't do like your basic unless it's like a homemade burger. I don't do your basic hamburger with cheddar cheese. No, thank you. I do unless it's homemade, because those bomb. I do the black and blue burger where it's like blue cheese. You get some bacon in it, and it's like, why is it called a black and blue burger though? It's got blue cheese, and I think it's just like really spicy. Or I just like a burger with blue cheese, because you could do that with bacon, or you have your burger with the caramelized onion, bacon, and blue cheese. So you either it's basically a burger with blue cheese and bacon, and you either go spicy with whatever seasoning they put on it, or you go kind of tangy with the barbecue. That would be my food of choice. If not, I would say pizza, but the pizza has to be fluffy crust. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. I always wanted to be like a radio host or like a host of a sort, because I love like just like talking. So fun. So thank you for saying ASMR, because that's like super soothing. Guys, I've never done this before. I'm just kind of pouring it in. Yes, I am going to end up putting this on my head. So we're going to mix it up and see. Blue cheese is mold. Correct. All cheese is mold, but blue cheese is certainly mold. But if you don't like blue cheese because of how moldy it tastes, I would actually recommend a gorgonzola to you. All right, so we're gonna mix this guy up. Sorry, I'm like gatekeeping the secrets from you guys. I should have put, I have a little phone stand. I say this every time. Anyway, just follow along. Oh, you could see it in the, oh. All right, sorry. So far, nothing. I think the oil kind of has to like melt a little bit, a little more. It's okay. It'll eventually happen. I was prepared for this though. I have a painting next to me that we're going to work on together. But I do want to kind of try to see how much of this I can mix up. I think it's getting somewhat. There's like little pockets. Can you see? There's like little pockets, like you see like in there. It kind of looks like pizza dough when you've been pulling it out for a little bit. Sorry, maybe you guys don't want to see that. Do you guys like seeing that, or do you want to see me making it? I am making I should keep that. Oh, I put the coconut oil away. I have seborrheic dermatitis, which is why I have to shave my scalp a lot. And honestly, guys, it's healing so much. But because it's healing, I am trying to do a scalp mask because I want to grow out my hair. Anyway, I can go into a whole video about my seb derm. I'm making a hair mask with coconut oil, and this is apple cider vinegar. And I am mixing together the two, and I'm going to put it right on my scalp and hope to God that it is okay and it works. I do have to leave by like 2:30 because I have to run an errand and then I'm going to therapy. So at this point, I have about 40 minutes to do this, which basically means 40 minutes to make this mixture. Put it on my head, let it sit for 30 minutes, apparently. Shower, wash it off. This is a bad idea. This is one of the reasons why I am not able to work. I have absolutely no sense of, not time, but like, I encourage you to subscribe. You'll see. All right, anyway, I want to be fixated on this. What should I talk to my therapist about today? Guys, it's my birthday on Wednesday, but I don't know if I want to tell her or not. Because it's like I do want to tell her, but I know that she cares about me and she's going to want to say happy birthday. And that, I don't know how I feel about that. It's kind of getting mixed in, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to let it sit for a little bit. You know why? Because it's oil and vinegar. What the who thought about that? Mixing the two. Maybe that's why it had to be really melty. Guys, it kind of looks like cheese. Like when you make like a cheese sauce. That's disgusting. All right, well, I'm going to let this kind of just sit. I'll probably end up putting it on my head after everything, and I'll just wear a bandana. How about that? You guys want to see my new piece? Drum roll. Do we like it? No one's saying anything. I think you guys hate it. I actually I don't know where this one's going. So it looked so different the other day, yesterday, and then I started blending. I dropped something. And then this happened. So I'm just gonna blend a little bit more. And then we can get to know each other a little bit more. Look at the all over my hands now. Now there's stuff all over my hands. But you wouldn't believe, I don't really get it on my clothes. I get it on my arms when I'm being, but I'm able to wear like, I used to wear white sneakers all the time. No problem. They would stay white. Because back in the cheer days, you would learn. I don't know how I managed to keep, my clothes not dirty because every time I eat, I spill. Like every time. But then when I'm wearing something, I'm like, oh, I can't get this dirty. Like it doesn't get dirty. I think my parents had to have raised me a certain way where I was like, not to get my clothes dirty, but like the other things are like fair game. I don't know. I don't understand. I have the mindset of like, tell me if I'm talking too much. I have the mindset of like, because, if you want to see, I want to do what you want to do. I have the mindset of like, I still do the mindset of like, the clothes that you wear, yeah, you can feel cute because like I love a monochromatic outfit that's comfortable and one color because that color is how I'm feeling, like to literally express yourself through color and stuff like that, and different like shapes and stuff. That's fun for me, but don't really like stress over it because the purpose of clothing is to protect our body and for it to be functional. So I think pieces should be functional, and it's okay that they get messy because that's the point of having clothing. So I think that's why I'm okay with everyday clothes getting stains on them. But there again, I've subconsciously been trained to keep myself clean. All right, that was a big thought. Keep me on time here, people, because remember, I have to leave by 2:30. I have 40 minutes. We're not putting that on my head right now. Let's do this. I have to leave in about 40 minutes, right? I say that because I'm giving myself extra time. I don't know what I'm going to wear, so you guys are going to have to help me with that. Then, so we're going to do a little bit of this, right? We're maybe like 2:10. We'll go pick out an outfit, all right? Then I'm going to have to say goodbye. We're going to have to close out. We can do a goodbye song. Then, sorry, I've been a teacher for so long and I miss it that I like to be teacher. then we don't have to play teacher. We don't have to do that if you guys don't want to. We could do something else. I have like a doctor set downstairs. We could pretend to be doctor, or like policeman or something, or construction. So, and then I'm gonna go talk about my problems, and then when we come back after I tell her about my problems, I will be coming back and putting that concoction on my head. That might be around 5 or 6 tonight, Eastern Standard Time. I don't know where everyone's from, but right now it's 2 p.m. for me. So in about 4 hours from now, wherever you're at. I don't know. I don't know how technology works, but I think if you subscribe, then there's a way for you to like put on like a notification, I could tell you or something, or then it'll come up. So that's what I'm thinking. Now, if I don't come back on the live, it is only because I didn't feel like being on the camera. And that's okay. All right, we're going to get to blending because I don't know what the fuck is coming out of my mouth right now. I have always wanted to be an actress. I've always wanted to be a spokesperson. I don't know what I'm speaking for, but give me a podium, give me a script, and give me an audience. And they're going to have to sit with it. But it's going to be something that they sit with. You should do a painting of a tree next, like a willow tree or something. That's a good idea. And Sarah, I love that you said that. I'm going to share this story. I never went public with my paintings. I actually used to, I love paintings, and I used to make a lot, and then I used to just scrap them and toss them because I was like, but I have a lot of stuff. And the reason why I started showing my paintings and actually started taking my painting more seriously and being like, no, this is something I really want to work on, is because I was tasked with creating whatever I wanted. I think I just had to like do whatever I wanted. Or maybe there's maybe like mindfully or something, right? And I chose to paint an abstract, like expressionism, like my portrayal of Earth and Mother Nature as one big tree, but ended up looking as several trees. And I didn't even halfway through, it changed and it changed and it changed, but it became what it was. And I think that's what I love about art, is that I don't go in with any plan. I just let it become what it is, and it ends up being its own. I'm like, that's not what I wanted you to be, but that's what you are. And I'm like, that's pretty cool too. But anyway, the first time that someone had made me feel like my painting was worth being shown was when I did that piece of the like nature and the trees. So for you to say I should do a willow tree just brings back a lot of happy memories for me, and almost like reaffirms like my why, and why that I do these things, because I have a painting that pisses me off and I hate it so much, and I wish I never started it, but I hate it because it's halfway through, and I feel as though if I keep working on it, it's not going to come out to be what I wanted, and I'm going to look back and say I wasted all this time on it. But that's the beauty in art, and that's the beauty in what God sees in all of us. So anyway, praise the Lord. Let's get to blending a little bit. Okay, that's not where I wanted to start blending. I had a plan. Oh, that's right. Going with the yellow there, just because I actually want to clean this part up, and before I go in and kind of define the colors and everything a little bit more. Do I know what I'm doing and talking about? Absolutely no way. You know what I did one day? Actually, I used to do a lot of watercolors because it was like the easiest one to kind of like understand. And then one day I was like, okay, fuck it. Let's go. Sorry for the language. Let's go to Michael's. Let's go get the materials I need to do almost like throwing paint. And I actually did it with oil paintings, which is, people say it's like wicked expensive, but honestly, when you start working with it, you realize a little does a lot. It was you can go on my website, which is a hot mess right now. I gotta edit it and update it. If anyone wants to practice editing and updating, let me know, because we can team up. I can do website stuff. I just don't have the creative focus for it right now. But that one's called, not Split, what's it called? Motions. It's called Motions. It's also on my pages. You could see the video of me like making it. It happened back in like February. Anyway, getting back to the point. That was because I had so many emotions pent up, and yes, anger, but almost a feeling of being entrapped that I couldn't get it out. That when I started canvassing was because an abstract expressionism in this past, reign was like, I wanted a safe space to express my emotions without words, because that's never been necessarily the safe space for me. So being able to express in a way that I understand, maybe other people can interpret. It's almost like there was a short film that I watched. I'm like looking around, do I have the card for it? That was phenomenal. Part of the Manhattan Short Film Festival. It was the fourth one in the lineup. I sobbed tears. It was an analogy about golf and getting a hole in one, but it never actually was talking about golf. And the audience was laughing at parts, thinking maybe it was. And I sat there sobbing like a baby, because I was like, wow. I understand that. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. So anyway, I think art is such a beautiful form, because you go in, you don't know what you're doing, but you create exactly what it is that your soul needs to let out. So I encourage you to go in and do whatever the you want. All right. I maybe need to add a little more yellow, but I almost want to like, can you guys probably can't see. Why the buzz though? Oh, I have sebderm and it's really bad. Hi, Emily. 6'7". We had a whole family discussion about that. Guys, it's like 2 o'clock. I don't have that much more time, okay? Can you see okay? I'm just gonna clean this part up, okay? Okay? Okay. That was the dumbest thing that ever happened, okay? Okay. I did watch the movie. It's about 2 o'clock. What did I say? I was leaving around like 2:30. Okay, that works. See, I think that people just, I say I have a hard time making decisions, but I think people just rush. Like, you see how I just had to sit and think and consciously analyze my decision? It was because I don't think we should be expected to make a decision so quickly. When people expect us to respond and they get mad at us for not, that invokes so much emotion and pressure, where it's like, you don't want to try to understand where I'm coming from. You just want to hear what you want to hear. And yeah, that's so freaking true, man. I mean, think about it. Lately I've been getting a lot into scripture and just understanding it, because I just don't and would love to learn, like, understand more. Not that I don't understand any, but, it's a learning process. And the more you read, the more you understand. It's like watching a Disney movie. So, I always go on these. We need to, I think, back in the day, they would send letters to each other, and it would take a time to respond. And I read about a story where the king was like, come back to me in 3 days and I'll give you the answer. Like, an answer. Not the answer, but my answer. The king was like, give me 3 days and I'll give you. And then I imagined, I was like, wow, I wonder if the king really, and the story goes to say, he really did think about it and weigh out, and like come to a conclusion. And then at the end of the 3 days, and I was like, wow, I should try that in my real life. Because imagine if someone asks you a question and you're just not ready to respond. You're like, give me 3 days. If I were to say that to some people, you know what they would say? They go, huh, and slam the door. And then the conversation would no longer be about the question they asked. The conversation would be about, I'm not giving them that answer. Am I wrong? Okay. Tell me if I am. That's how I see it. Why do I get so passionate? Because this is honest. Because honestly, this is my safe space too. So I can get passionate here. As you guys can tell, maybe you can't tell. I'm a very private person, actually, shockingly. And my YouTube page is something I've learned to, I love it like my baby. And I have started to become very protective about shenanigans that goes on here, because that's the reason for me creating YouTube, is literally just to be able to connect with people on this real form and talk about my real opinions and everything, because I don't know where else to safely mass, share this stuff, because the longer you stay, the longer you'll know. It's just the journey, just where I'm at in this time and space. YouTube is just, it's something I've wanted to do for a while, but now that I'm doing it, I'm like, wow, it really is such a beautiful opportunity to connect with people. Like, and it's a safe place, like even on my Instagram, I don't have that for some reason, But, so yeah, I've become very like, anyway, I'm gonna stop talking. I did learn to start putting my thoughts out loud, because if you, maybe you do too, you ever just like ruminate on a single thought and it spirals over and over, and then slowly the words start changing and it becomes an intrusive thought, and you're like, wait a minute, that's not what I wanted to say. You're like, whose voice is that? Anyone else? You guys got questions? Ask away. I've been wanting to do a video of my top 5 most asked questions, but the thing is, like, I know, I just gotta record, because it's so funny. If the questions I get asked, I'm like, come on, guys. I'm like, go a level deeper. Come on, give me tough ones to answer here. Come on, come on. Bottle of water, Axin. Okay, I talk so fast, I can't understand, but I go so fast that I don't even get the full word out. So yeah, you're right. I apologize for that. That's my bad. That is something I'm working on. I was going to say, guys, I have a name, but you know what? As long as no one calls me it, that's okay. And I'm guilty of it too. I call people it all the time, because it's like, you call a dog an it, you call a plant, everything is in its own. When it's a singular, it's an it. You're talking about the physical being of it. I understand that. It's just really funny when you actually do get called, like when someone's like, they're like, guys, be nice. It's being like, it's telling it's, oh, whatever. Okay, guys, I'm not good at creating examples. Okay, you know what I'm saying. Period. All right. I think I'm just gonna wear leggings and a big t-shirt. I don't actually need to leave until 3:30, so technically I still have an hour. You know. Can you rewind on a YouTube live that you have not been a part of, like that you're just joining? Like, so for people just joining, are you able to go back and see what I've already said on here? I should know this, because all I ever do is lay down and watch YouTube. What the fuck is all this 6-7 crap mean? Jesse, that's a good, it's so funny. Oh my God, that's so funny. I read your comment and then read the name and I was like, that's hysterical. Because, okay, so we, as a family, which actually, we had a family dinner. It was me, my parents, my sister, my aunt, my uncle, and my cousin. Wait, no, my cousin and uncle weren't there yet. It was just me, my father, my mother, my sister. Oh, and then we referenced it again later, talking about the 6-7, because we were saying like, what? We were all kind of saying like, what is the 6-7? Apparently, there's some meaning to it, but I thought it was just that video that was like, dun 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 6-7. You know what I mean? Like that's what I thought it was. And if I'm wrong, like correct me, guys. I'm old. Apparently, I'm old. So anyway, Jesse, it's mad funny. I don't like, what is this bull crap? You know what makes me really upset as I'm painting, like seeing a singular, like a hair or something. Like, oh my God. The squirrels out here are crazy, you know? I haven't saw the hummingbird in a long time. That scares me. I have a lot of like wildlife in the area, and like I'm not scared of it. It's not scared of me. I've been within distance of bears and kind of just talked to them, and I'm like, you know, they're fine. They're fine. You know, I used to work at, I won't say the venue, but it's a venue restaurant, and there was a like bears that used to live right behind, and the chefs would go and like hand feed the bears, and the bears would like take the food, like kind of like say thanks, and then go like sit on their ass and just eat. Like how funny is that? Anyway, I had there apparently I thought this one thing was a bird. Apparently it's not. Apparently it's a chipmunk that's pissed off. And I'm sitting here yesterday, I see this chipmunk hop on top of this little ledge that's near me. He just looks at me and he starts making that noise again. And I'm like, dude, I don't know why you're so upset with me. I'm sorry. Whatever I did, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So why do chipmunks get mad at people? Why do you guys think that I pissed off this chipmunk? This is coming out a lot nicer than I thought it was going to. I'm just kind of happy about that. Because I ended up turning it into a door. Like almost like a walkway through. All right, you guys like this? Hold on. For y'all who saw it before, it's a lot smoother now. Yeah, so my uncle, he knows what he's talking about, and he does like architecture. So he's like he has a very good eye for things, and he liked seeing my paintings, and he brought up later, he was like, keep working on them, he was like, they look great. And it made me so happy because I was like, wow. I was like, you don't have to say that, like you don't have to, you know what I mean? Like he genuinely gave it time, like looking at it, and he was like pointing out the different parts, like asking me questions about it. And I just felt so seen because I was like, wow. I was like, thank you so much for just spending the time talking to me about my art, because I spend so much time just, you know, expressing myself in it, and it's something that I just, you know, I really am appreciative that I get to do. And so being able to share that with him was like, I was like, wow, thank you for showing the interest, you know. Always remember to do the sides while you're painting a certain color, because let me tell you guys, you know how many times I go back, I go, I guess the whole border is going to be pink, and then I'm like having to fill in everything, and it just looks awful. Hi, Courtney. Are you using your coffee mug napkin to wipe off your paintbrush? I sure am. I sure am. Thank you so much for asking me that question. I never thought that I would be asked that question, but here we are. Here we are. Someone tell me they do this too. Like someone tell me they talk to themselves out loud like this too. I can't be the only one. I am not crazy. I'm telling you, I know I'm not. Why? Because I had professionals tell me I'm not. Not everyone gets that. Actually, never mind. So I don't do the whole Halloween thing. I don't do the whole Halloween. Why? Because it's in demonic, and I don't stand for that. I do like that society has accepted not dressing, but embodying what you truly are on the inside out. Like, think about it. Like, when you dress up for something, like, you are living out whatever it is and you're embodying it. Tell me that's not something that you have, in your soul bubbling out. I have an idea for, I don't want to say it's like a live art, because that puts a lot of pressure on it. And if I were to consider it live art, I would want to like create almost a formality of it and like really play into it. But I have not a costume idea that is maybe, I don't want to say it's inappropriate, but it is certainly going to be controversial. And if it's not controversial, hopefully people do not get pissed off. And I sat back, I was like, well, I'll tell you about the costume thing, but I was like, well, if people get pissed off for what I'm doing, I have a question, this is what I would ask them. I say, well, are you the demographic that can relate to this? They might say yes or no. If they say yes, I'm going to say, me too. Let's talk about our things and let me share with you why I'm doing this. And if they say no, I'm going to say, fuck off. I'm only sharing this because I want to do it. And I almost wonder if, like, but I don't want to talk about it too soon, because then I'm like, okay, if I talk about it, it's not going to happen. Let me say it in a more general way. What if you embody something that you are stigmatized of? Like, you almost, like, people keep calling you not a certain name, but like people keep calling you the same thing over and over and over and over. They treat you as if you are this character sort that they've painted out, written out for you, given you the script of, but that you're not actually, but that they label you as. But taking that to the max and living out that way in a way that's almost satirically like, oh, you guys are right, this is me. But then they see what they call you and they realize their words. Like, they almost have a realization of the value of things. And I know that maybe that doesn't make sense. It might make sense if you're picking up what I'm putting down. But again, I know it's super general, so just, I guess, stay tuned to see if I actually live out that concept. Yeah, okay. We're gonna just keep. See, I love oil paints because you can just keep working it. Actually, it's not even why I started with oils. I started with oils because of the way that they dry. I really like the body and texture it has. And perhaps that's because you can really work it, I want you guys to start giving requests. Like, hey, Courtney, can you do the chicken dance? Things like that. I think that would be something that I would enjoy. I like that night. Yeah, that's so true. It's a day that you can, like, play around. Like, and that's the thing, like, you have to be so careful, because what are you playing around with? That's such a night. I really like how you described that. Yeah, that's a really good way to see it. Because I know a lot of people, this one, I know a lot of people that are Christians that see it very similarly to me, and not just Christians. That's because that's the only group I'm with. I don't know if it's other groups that see it similarly, where it's almost a demonic, type holiday. And then there are groups who might say they are right now, and they are like, well, it's for the kids. The kids just like it. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm interested into seeing like what part of it you guys are showing the kids about, because the kids don't just like wake up one, get birthed and then they're like, oh my God, mommy, daddy, Halloween. Those are their first 3 words. And if they are, that's where I'm curious. You know what I mean? Like, what are they shown about it and what do they know about it? Because growing up, honestly, when I was baby, and the folk story, like, how there's like, you have your understanding of it, and then there's like, oh, well, the story before it, the reason why this came. So I was told that it was about like going to your neighbors and asking for like salt or sugar or things like that, and going to your neighbor and like things like that, or whatever it was. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think the person explaining it to me did not know what they're talking about. And if they did, someone tell me that they understand. Okay. So my family, they don't really like, they see Christmas as like all like gifts and like music and traditions and stuff like that. So they just celebrate with that kind of stuff, and like cookies and whatnot, and like they do like gifting and all that. So that's what I was like raised with. I see it as like it's all for Jesus, so I kind of just celebrate Jesus. So I don't personally do the whole, like, unless it's like, like you talk about it shit beforehand. You're like, oh my gosh, let's do this, whatever. But like I almost think, and I say that because I almost think Christmas is like seen as an expectation to buy and give gifts, and I don't agree. All right, guys. Well, I've gotten absolutely no progress with this. I did get a little progress with it. I did clean some things up. I cleaned up mostly my color mistakes. Like right here. I think we're good. Guys, I'm gripping my chair. I'm gripping it. All right, now I can breathe. We're gonna leave it. It's 2:18. My ass has got to get out of here. I'm gonna be late. Okay. Make it family time. Enjoy. Exactly. Well, yeah, it really is about just glorifying Jesus and spending our time in appreciation of him, because that's what Christmas is really about. Because Jesus is the true gift. And people are, it's, I say that wholeheartedly because, I would not be here today if it were not for his saving grace. So, and if you don't know that story, it's on my pages somewhere. All right. I was going to put apple cider vinegar in this with some water and then kind of spray it on my scalp too. But what we're going to do is take this mixture. I'm just going to leave it in the bathroom. Hopefully no one throws it out. This just smells like vinegar. Duh. But this is definitely why they said let the vinegar melt all the way. Or not the vinegar, the oil melt. And it makes sense. I mean, maybe I will, before I put it in, I'll just put it in the microwave for a little bit. So this is going to go upstairs with me. That's going to stay down. That's going to stay out. This is going to go upstairs with me. This is going to go upstairs with me. These are going to come upstairs. You're going to come upstairs. These guys can stay out. They're for my painting. This is going to come with me. This is going to come with me. This is going to stay together. This can stay over here. Fun fact, 2-year-olds do not inherently take buckets and dump them upside down and dump all their toys anywhere unless they see a teacher do it. Courtney, that sounds like you're subtweeting someone. Okay, here we go. Let's do it. Okay, girls. I just down my apple cider. Not my apple cider vinegar. Two very different things, folks. I'm just gonna leave that one out there because that one doesn't have to come in. I'm so sorry for the close-up, but I got a lot of stuff in my hands. I'll open the door with my hip. Here we go. You're not here long, so make the best of it. Amen, YOLO. What's up, Noelita? Sorry, Noelito. Yeah, I don't like when I call him that. Hi, baby boy. Oh my god, he's so cute. My nose all itchy. Just lose it. Ah, hi, Luna. I have a bunny. Her name is Luna. Hi, Luna. If I try to touch her, she's probably going to run away. Hi, Luna. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. She is molting, so she does not want me near her right now. Which is understandable because I pluck her fur. Why? Because I don't want her ingesting it. Because if she eats it, it's going to get stuck in her. It's going to be hard for her to digest. All right. The apple cider vinegar down. Should we make an apple cider vinegar hairspray type thing? Maybe. I'll do it later then. Hi, Lunipa. I feel like it's a lot of apple cider at one time. All right. Well, friends, I think this is where we depart. And I'm going to... Hi, welcome. And goodbye. I'm going to actually, I think, end this live because I've got to... Yeah, I got to go get ready. So, yeah, and then I'll probably be back on... hopefully, if I remember to, I'll be back on later to do the hair mask. So, yeah, okay. Peace out. Bye.